The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at... The freaks come out. The freaks come out at night. Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again. Real Kens TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Before I get into this evening's story, if you will, I want y'all to jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city and state. You know what set, what hood that you represent. A little bit under the weather, but guess what? The show must go on. See what I'm saying? I got my go-to, my Mucinex. You know what I mean? Mixed with a little bit of Gatorade, and everything's gonna be okay. I know. Get to the story, Kens, man. Nobody give a damn about what medicine you taking. We came to hear the story, motherfucker. Simmer down. Kick your feet up. I'm Mr. 30 Minutes or Better, so, you know, I can't just automatically get right into the story. I got to do a little, you know, razzle-dazzle, side notes, if you will. But with all that being said, there is a message. You know, I don't necessarily want to call this an actual story that I have, but there's a saying, or there's a, you know, give somebody their flowers while they're here. Don't wait until they dead and gone, because they dead and gone. Once they dead and gone, they don't know that you're praising them. They don't know that you're, you know, appreciative of them, that you're giving them their flowers. They have no clue. They're gone. You know, I made a video, I've made a couple videos. I say it's been a good year or more. And I was talking about the best mogul ever in the game, man. The best mogul ever. Music mogul in the game. Hands down, Master P. Now, this actual video, I'm going to kind of be, it's going to seem as though I'm all over the place, but really I'm not. Everything that I'm speaking of, it all goes together. It all correlates together. You know, you got to coordinate sometimes. Now, you're seeing all of these actors and actually rappers. You're seeing all of these so-called moguls. You're seeing all of these individuals that are very, very successful. They got the fame. They got the glitz, the glamour. Obviously, the money, the notoriety. But yet, you keep seeing these individuals being taken down by the feds. It seems as though every week there's a different individual that the feds have locked up. All these successful rappers catching cases, RICO cases, murder cases. You got millions. You made it out of the hood. See, the whole thing when you grow up in the hood, when you grow up in poverty, when you grow up in low income housing, right? You have two parents or one. Some don't have any. Whatever the scenario may be, your goal is to get out of that environment. I understand how it is. I understand that you make friends, you have family there. It's home to you. See, when you're younger and you're poor, you don't really know that you're poor. Now, there comes a time in your life to where you realize that, hold on, I'm wearing these shoes. See, back in the day, see, I'm a little bit older than you all, so, well, than some. Back in the day, if you didn't really have no money, you might have to come to school with some ponies on. How many of y'all remember ponies? And if you're not familiar, just Google ponies. Yeah, you may have to come to school with ponies on. And then you looking around and you seeing everybody else with the Air Jordans on, which were initially the Sky Jordans. I don't know if y'all remember the Sky Jordans, the red, black, and white joints. You seeing people with these expensive shoes on, and you like, why do I got ponies on? People laughing at you. That's when you start to realize, I don't have as much as everybody else, as far as financially. So your goal is to take that hurtful feeling, because, you know, kids will laugh at you in a heartbeat. Kids say some of the most cruel things in the world. And you take that and you use that as motivation, and you say, you know what, this is just a temporary situation for me. This is just a situation where I'm at right now, but I have an opportunity As long as I keep my nose clean to get out of this situation. And God blesses you with a talent. You're very athletic. You can hoop. You can play football, you fast. You can play baseball, you well-rounded. You can sing, you can rap. You're intelligent. You get, straight A's and B's. And God blesses you, and you use your talents to take yourself and your family out of that environment, out of that situation. Only to turn around and continuously come back to that situation. Thus for landing yourself in federal custody. See, the feds don't typically give a bond. If you got a small charge or like a little Boosie or somebody, a gun case, or, a case that's not really that big of a deal, which is a big deal if the feds pick it up, but you're not facing like a significant amount of time, they'll give you a bond. But these guys, Big U, if you're not familiar with Big U, just simply Google him. I'm not passing judgment on anybody. He could be innocent of all of these charges. Arrested, another RICO charge, another conspiracy charge, another organized crime charge, facing a life sentence. This guy's almost 60. Now, Big U, he played the role as a community activist, philanthropist. Football leagues, gave to the youth, gave to organizations. But the organization he was given to was his own organization. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. People do it all the time. They start charitable organizations, put it in their own name, take donations. It goes to their organization. So they make sure that every dime that they want to go to whoever they're, helping, which typically at risk youth, they get whatever amount that they want them to get. Opposed to just sending it to this organization, that organization. You write a check for $100,000, you don't know how much of that money is actually going to the kids. And so you have this fella Big U, and he makes a video before he goes in to custody, before he turns himself in. He's asking for help. He's talking about how he's been done wrong. How this murder charge of one of his, a former artist on his label came up unalived. And it's alleged, keyword alleged, that he had something to do with it. Having him thrown over a bridge or a cliff or something like that. How his name is tied to the Nipsey Hussle situation or murder. All of these things, the feds have had him on their radar for years. See, just because you're getting away with it, you think that you're getting away with it, doesn't mean that you're not under investigation. And so when he makes this video, he's talking about how Whack 100 is the blame for all of this. Partial blame anyway. I don't agree with everything that Whack 100 says. I don't agree with everything that Whack 100 does. But Whack 100 is his own man. He can do what he wants to do. He's a successful millionaire dude. He can do whatever he wants to do. Thing about Whack 100 that I do admire, man. He keeps himself out of the streets, man. He keeps himself out of dirt. Yeah, he talks stuff on Clubhouse. He talks stuff on social media. But he never talks about any dirt, any crimes. And so when I listen to Big U blame Whack 100, it's like, I don't think Whack 100 could just go to the feds and say, yeah, Big U's doing this, and this. And they're just going to come and get you. They indicted like 17, 19 people. I want to say it was 19 people. The reason that they do that, the reason that they threw conspiracy in the game, let me explain to you how it works. Back in the day, these mob figures that everybody emulates, everybody seems to want to be like. Mafioso. Mafia didn't even like black people, man, but everybody wants to be the mob. They mobbed up. And so when they're trying to get these mobsters, these real live street gangsters, man. Excuse me, y'all. It was always a difficult time for them to do so. So what do? They throw conspiracy in the game. They come up with a charge, conspiracy. you had anything remotely to do with anything, if you knew about something and you didn't say anything, if you had any sort of, even if they thought that you knew, they can come and arrest you, indict you. Conspiracy, organized crime, 5 or more people operating a criminal enterprise on a continuous basis. How do I know so much about it? Because I've been indicted for organized crime 3 times, man. Luckily, the feds never came and got me, and that's a blessing. 3rd time was a charm. I'm done. I tap out. Y'all win. And so what happens when you get charged with these conspiracies and these organized crime charges, which is better known as the RICO and the feds? Everybody that's at the bottom of the totem pole, they don't really even want them. Half of them, they shouldn't even have been indicted anyway. But they're going to use those individuals as guinea pigs, if you will. Yeah, see, they're going to take their testimony and use it against you. They're scared to death, man. I'm facing a life sentence. All I was a driver. I'm facing a life sentence. All I did was give a person a phone call. All I did was middleman some shit, hook some shit up. And I'm facing all this time? No, man, what y'all need to know. The majority of the time, people are gonna give in, man. No such thing as loyalty, especially in the streets. No such thing as loyalty. You think somebody's gonna go and do 30 years in the feds for you? When all I gotta do is cooperate? I was barely even getting any money anyway. And y'all gonna let me go? Might just let me go, period, or with a little slap on the wrist, probation, a fine or something like that. Man, they rolling over, man. And so Big U is going to find himself in a situation to where he's asking for help. On his video, he was like, man, please, anybody, man, if you're willing to help me, just help me. I don't understand. Help you do what? You made plenty of money. You should have already had your attorney. You really shouldn't even have done a video like that anyway. Remain silent. I'm sure your lawyer probably told you, remain silent. So when you're asking for help, I don't understand exactly what help that you're referring to. See, the feds, when they come and get you, like their case is like, you know, it's a solid case typically. Does anybody ever beat the feds? Yeah. But typically, people don't even try the feds. They're not even taking that risk by going to trial. Now, you got a individual like Big U, as I mentioned, he's almost 60 years old, man. If he gets convicted of just one of those charges, 20 years minimum on the low end. According to the indictment, according to the feds, you know, they've been watching him for a while, and Big U's been doing dirt, allegedly, for a long time. And it's just now catching up with him. So to make a video and blame everything on Whack 100 or anyone else that he may, you know, insinuate or be trying to blame, no, he's not taking responsibility for his own actions. As I mentioned, I've been indicted 3 times, charged 3 times with organized crime. Being the top of the food chain. And I don't say that in a braggadocious type of way whatsoever. It's a scary feeling. They sent my case to the feds. Luckily, the feds didn't want it. The feds are not going to take anything unless it's rock solid. Unless they know this is nearly damn, you know, damn near a guaranteed conviction. I never should have been charged with organized crime. The things that we were doing, it wasn't organized. It wasn't a group of people. They were taking individual crimes that we had done. Say we did something in January, then we did something again in February, then we didn't do anything again until June, because I was under investigation for a couple years on one of the charges. And they try to string them all together and say this was all continuous. And my lawyer argued, now how can this all be continuous when, okay, they may have done something once a month, and then 2 or 3 months, 4 months past, they're not doing anything. Then they do something again, counterfeiting. Then that's not continuous. There was nothing organized about it. We weren't sitting at a round table. There was no, you know, they had the whole thing structured. My picture at the top. Then the individuals below me, was 4 of them. They were like the recruiters. And then you had all the other people that were, and it was just some real live TV shit, man. We talking about some counterfeit, some checks, man. They did all of that over some counterfeit money and some checks, man. Just to ultimately have all the charges dismissed. 2 of the times they found that by law, they weren't even allowed to charge me with organized crime. Guess what the prosecution does? My lawyer files the motion. Okay, well, this is what we'll do. We'll dismiss this indictment, re-indict him the right way, and this organized crime charge will stick. Commonwealth state, make up rules as they go. If you're doing dirt, I'd advise you not to be doing dirt, especially if you're living in a Commonwealth state. Big U situation is not going to be quite that, it's not going to be easy whatsoever. The majority of those individuals that are his co-defendants are quickly going to turn to witnesses. They're going to turn state's evidence. Can't beat all those people, man. It's one thing if you go to trial and one person's pointing the finger at you, maybe even 2 people. Okay, you might be able to discredit them, but how you going to discredit 12, 13 people? Say every last person doesn't roll over them. How you going to discredit all of those individuals? I think Big U, I think it's over, man. I don't think he's going to see the streets again, man. These feds are not playing, man. Youngsters out here playing with these Glocks, these switches. It's these army guns. We're going to just say army guns. Because I don't know what all they got. I seen a little youngster the other day. Well, it was a couple weeks ago. I put up in an apartment complex, do my little, delivery. I'm just a pizza guy, man. Got a big Draco on his waist. Got it in a little holder or whatever. Big Draco. He's out there passing football, I guess, with his son, man. This is what we teaching these kids, man. This is the message that we teaching these kids. This dude couldn't have been no more than 25, 26. There you go, kids, drinking the motherfucking Gatorade, man. Tell the story. Gatorade need to pay me, man. You are outside with your son. 7, 8-year-old son. With a big Draco on your hip. I get out the car. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? Hey, what's up, man? What's up, OG? I go upstairs, deliver the pizza. I'm trying to hurry up and get the hell out of there. This ain't the best of neighborhoods anyway. I'm coming back down the stairs. He done went to the back. I don't know if he's trying to show off. He's firing the Draco in there. I said, yeah, man. It's a crazy world we living in, man. The youngsters are staying strapped. But what makes it so bad, it's not even just all about the youngsters, man. You got grown-ass men out here, 50 and 60 years old and 40, still gang-banging, man. I don't get it. Even the youth that leave the hood, or the youngsters that make it out of the hood and they come back. Because I understand, I've heard, certain rappers say, it gets lonely in the hills, man. Yeah, I'm in a mansion. Yeah, I got money, I got cars. But the people that I love, they down there. I can't bring them all with me. I wish that I could, but I can't. So what do I feel most comfortable at? In the environment that I came up in. And you find yourself still engulfed in the streets. Your partner's beef is your beef. People's jealous. They see you shining. You driving nice whips that one could only imagine to have. You got diamonds on. All the women, when you come around. So dudes is just sitting back. They not happy for you. They want your spot. I'm coming for that #1 spot. They want that spot, man. So they're going to do whatever it takes to get that spot. Include hate on you, take from you. And in a lot of situations, eliminate you, or at least attempt to eliminate you. Look at all the rappers that have lost their lives in their own hoods, man. Their own cities, their own environment, man. To where everybody loved them when they came up because they didn't have anything. But once they really started to come up, before they came up, they didn't have anything. But once they started to come up and get some recognition and people started to, that's when all the hate comes. Again, I get it, wanting to be around your people, but you got to ask yourself, man. You want to go to jail? You want to go home? Huh? You want to go to jail? You want to go home, Jake? Possibly the grave. The Master P situation is so unique because he came from an environment, murder capital of the world at one time. You know, New Orleans, I've never been to New Orleans, but I've done my research and I've talked to some people, and the projects, especially back then, horrific, terrible, violent. The Magnolia project, actually, Master P didn't come from the Magnolia. So let's rewind that. My manual rewind that Hassan Campbell clearly stole from me. Shout out to Hassan Campbell. The Callio projects, 3rd Ward. Master P's born and raised. One of the worst environments, man. He's seen family members get murked. Friends get murked. He almost got murked a few times. Did what he had to do and made his way out of there. Yeah, the story is his granddaddy gave him $10,000 and he took that money and ran it to the moon. And I'm sure that did happen. But if you know, you know. Now, come on, man. Let's be real. And I'm going to just leave it at that, man. Master P was hustling. Did what he had to do to get himself and his family out of that situation. The unique thing about P that I respect so much is that once he left the streets alone, there's stories about P. He never glorifies it. He never talks about it. He don't even speak on it. And once he left the streets alone, he left the streets alone. If you want to take this ride with me, you can ride with me, but you got to be doing the right thing, because I'm not afraid to cut you off. I'm not going to allow you to bring what I built, what I worked so hard to build. I'm not going to allow you to just bring it down. I'm taking all these people on the road with me. You screaming true, I'm screaming true. Soon as something happens, I don't even have anything to do with it. I'm not even on the same tour bus. I'm not even in the same building, the same vicinity at the time. Guess who's going to get the brunt of punishment? P is. So everybody has to be on the right page. So everybody has to be doing the right thing. And the people that weren't, guess what? They got sent home. Because I can't afford to have liabilities around me like that. He was able to make that transition from the streets to strictly business. And again, brought the people along with him that wanted to change their lives and do the right thing. You know, you have these moguls. You got your Jay-Z's. You got your Russell Simmons. You got your P. Diddy's. You got P. For years, those were the 4 main individuals that was making all of the money in the industry. I can recall the cover of, I want to say it was XXL, when it was Diddy, P, and Russell Simmons. Late 90s. Maybe 99, 2000. And look at it now. 2025. You got Russell Simmons on the run. Not necessarily on the run, but he's avoiding what could potentially happen. I don't know, supposedly he got this situation cleared up, I'm not sure. Then we all know about P. Diddy. And who's left standing? You'll never hear no dirt on P's name. Yeah, you may hear a little dirt about he didn't pay people or whatever, but you're gonna hear that regardless. But you don't never hear any dirt on P's name. Even Jay-Z, yeah, these false allegations that came his way, and they were clearly false. But the thing about it, you don't see Jay-Z. Mike Tyson told everybody, and he told Floyd Mayweather, you know why you're not the best boxer ever? Because you're not around the people, man. See, that's why Real Ken, man, I'm for the people. I'm around, man. People call me, text me all the time, man. No matter how big my channel gets, I'm always going to be accessible. And I'll help people out in any way that I can. Yeah, you see Floyd at the football games, at the basketball games, on the front rows. You see him in, certain places on TV. But they're not accessible. So Mike Tyson goes on to let him know Muhammad Ali was walking the streets, man, with the people. You could reach out and touch him. You could shake his hand. You could talk to him briefly. He was for the people. That's the type of individual I want to be. You can keep your 50-0 record, man. You keep your 50-0 record. I took some L's. Acting as though I'm Muhammad Ali. I took some L's. It's going to happen in boxing, man. I'm a warrior, man. Warrior. But guess what? The people are always going to love me, man. And so I compare Master P to Muhammad Ali. Man, you see P in the community on a regular basis, man. Sometimes he don't even got no people around him. Oh yeah, you best believe he got that thing on him. I mean, call me a fool, but you can't fool me. Yeah, you got to protect yourself. But he's in the communities, man, doing toy drives every Christmas. He's in Compton. He's in these impoverished neighborhoods in California, New Orleans, even Louisville, Kentucky, man. 65, 70 miles up the road. Houston. He's giving back. Turkey drives. Dinners. Feeding the elderly. Doing things for the kids, man. Again, not to knock Jay-Z, because Jay-Z gives back, but he doesn't give his time. Most important thing in the world that everybody knows or should know is your time. You're not seeing Jay-Z unload these food trucks. You're not seeing Jay-Z, Michael Jordan, making plates and handing them to people, shaking people's hands, giving the kids the bikes, the presents, from my hands to yours. You wasn't seeing P. Diddy do all of those things before he, started dealing with, whatever he's dealing with right now. But you always see P in the community. Always. He's always teaching. He's always willing to tell people and show people, nah, don't go about it that way. Do it this way. P had a situation with Kodak Black, rapper Kodak Black, some years ago. And he was mentoring Kodak Black because he recognized this kid got talent, but he's going down the wrong road. So let me step in. Kodak Black got his number. He called P. Whatever arrangement that they had, P was supposed to, be his mentor or whatever. P said, man, let's do a toy drive. Well, actually, Kodak Black said, let's do a toy drive. His neighborhood in Florida. I forget what part of Florida. Shout out to Florida, man. I'm up in Florida. We selling water. P's like, all right, cool, man. Little situation happened. Kodak ended up getting mad at P because P was going to look at his contract and told him, hold on, bro. They owe you money here, 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 and here. So just break me off a little small amount, man. I think P didn't ask for them like $25,000. Just break me off a small amount. Once I get you the money that's really owed to you. Kodak Black, man, I thought you was just being an OG, man. You know what I'm saying? I thought you trying to get $25,000 out of me. P said, man, don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. People always think that you're supposed to do something for free. What, you think I don't got kids just as well? Yeah, I'm helping you out, but I'm saying if I'm bringing you $500,000 or a couple million or something, and break me off $25,000 just on the, you You should have just volunteered that on the strength. So after that, P said, man, if you ain't got 100,000 or better, don't even holler at me, man. Because ain't nobody really respecting what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do. He went on, even though Kodak Black wasn't even there, P went on to do the backpack and school supply giveaway in Kodak Black's hood. With Kodak Black not even there, man. These are the type of things that in my eyes, make him the best mogul ever. The Last Don. That's what he called it. That's his last, well, it wasn't his actual last album, but in 98, I want to say, when he came with the double disc, the red and blue CD, The Last Don. It's the last time you see a guy like me, man. And to be perfectly honest, we haven't seen anybody like him since. No, he doesn't have the money that Diddy has. He doesn't have the money that Jay-Z has. He doesn't have the money that, but it's not all about money. It's not all about money, man. He has something that they will never have, and that's the respect of the people, man. Master P can go anywhere. He's well respected by any and everybody. In the industry, the streets, because he showed everybody how to get these deals. He showed everybody how to get this money, man. Even Baby from Cash Money talks about it. I respect that, man. We ain't always see eye to eye, whatever, but I respect what he did, and I'm still trying to do some of the things that he was able to accomplish. To have the wherewithal to say, you know what? Theaters, man, they don't want to put my movies, they banned my movies. I'm just doing myself. And to shoot a movie, I'm about it. Hundreds of thousands of copies sold. $30 a piece, I want to say, back then. It was definitely 20, but a regular CD was 20. So you get a movie and the soundtrack, I want to say it was about $30. And he's keeping 85% of that. You do the math. First rapper to have his own tennis shoe. I remember P had him Converse, the Master P's. First rapper to have his own dog, had the Master P dog. Soulja Boy talk about he was the first to do a lot. Shout out to Soulja Boy. But you wasn't the first to do half the things that P did, Soulja Boy. First rapper to get an 85-15 deal, which later went to 80-20 deal. Percentage. Initially, it was an 85% deal. Needed a little bit more money for promotions because they didn't take any money up front. Sold 5% of the company back to Priority Records. They floated in some cash. So then it went from 80%, 85% to 80%. Still a hell of a deal. One of the first rappers, I'm not going to say he was the first rappers, but one of the few rappers back then to own all of his masters. We seen him on MTV Cribs with the $20 million mansion in the 90s with the gold ceilings, which he said that was the worst investment he could have ever made. But still, I'm quite sure P would have reached those heights, but he wanted to do other things. He went to go play basketball. That was his childhood dream, man. So he walks away from all the money, all the fame, everything, to go and try to hoop. And after that, when he tried to come back to music, it just wasn't the same anymore. The fire had kind of gone out. But still to this day, the man can go on tour. And he's selling out arenas. Anytime Master P and the No Limit Soldiers go on tour, they selling out 20, 21, 22,000, 23,000. You see him doing interviews with regular individuals such as myself, maybe not as small as myself, but dudes that don't even have that many subscribers, 40, 50,000 subscribers. You get P to sit down and do an interview, man. Like, that's major. You think you can get Jay-Z? And this is not to talk bad about Jay-Z. I'm just using him as an example because he's one of the moguls. You think you can get Jay-Z to sit down and do an interview? Yeah, if you're Kevin Hart, Oprah, be somebody on that level. Just a regular individual such as myself. It's not gonna happen. Jay-Z said on an interview with Kevin Hart, he can't even go around his family because when he does, it's always somebody asking for money. Hey, cuz, let me holler at you, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the exact amount, $5 grand, $7 grand to start this, start that. You got to understand, man, when people are hungry and they don't have anything, you was anointed to do what you're blessed to do. And that's rap. I'm not saying you owe anybody anything. But you just have to understand that people, man, they're going to ask you. They're going to, you know, hey, cuz, you think I hold a little something, man? I'm starving. My ribs is touching over here. That's to be expected, man. Don't let that be the reason why you don't go around your family, because you get tired of people asking. That little money that they ask for, man, you're a billionaire, man. I just want to make this video because, like I said, man, I'm seeing all of these individuals that are consistently being charged with this RICO, that are successful, and they just can't leave the streets alone. And P was able to do so. He was able to make that transition. You still see him doing great things in the communities. And his day's gonna come. It's already came. But he's gonna continue to be blessed. I got nothing but respect and admiration for him. A lot of y'all out there, man, that are in a position to where it looks like you're ascending, better start cutting people off, man. Understand that murder has no statute of limitation on it. None. So if you've ever done anything to anybody, if you've ever paid to have something done to somebody, understand at any given time, and people can come and kick your door in, man. You reap what you sow, man. It's best to just stay out of the situation as far as the streets whatsoever, period. Now, I understand that before you blow up, you probably already, you know, some people probably already have problems and street beefs and things of that nature. So they don't go away just because you blow up. But I would implore everybody to just try to work it out, man. Try to figure out a way to make it right, man. Because these feds, just think about it. I still look at this and I think to myself, P. Diddy is in prison and he's in jail on his way to prison and can't get out. All the money in the world, he can't get out. Feds don't care nothing about how much money you got, man. Again, I think Big U has seen his last days on the streets. I don't see Big U ever getting out again. He's a danger to the community in the eyes of that's the image that they're gonna portray to the judge. You're gonna see a lot of the witnesses. You're gonna see a lot of the co-defendants, which will turn witness. Oh yeah, they'll get out. Then the prosecution is gonna say, well, they fear for their lives. This man is a flight risk, but he turned himself in. But these are the type of games that the prosecution plays, man. You know, I've learned in life to respect your blessings, man. You know, sometimes, you know, you gotta bless you with something. And if you don't respect it, if you disrespect it, he'll take it away from you. And once he takes it away from you, you're subject not to ever get it back again. And by chance if you do, you better know what to do with it. Because that opportunity may never ever come around again. I want to send a shout out to my dog Tony. Tony's from Brazil, man. Just recently started his YouTube channel. I want y'all to check it out, man. It's steak with the $, $TEAK, steak _ sauce but the S is with a dollar sign. SAUCE underscore Tony, TONY. Again, steak with the dollar sign, underscore sauce with the dollar sign, underscore Tony. I go check his YouTube channel out, man. He's just now getting started on the channel. And young man, he's from Brazil. And he talks about a lot of his experiences that, you know, he experienced in Brazil. I would love to go to Brazil. Actually, that's one of the places that is on my bucket list. Talks about some of the wild things that he's able to talk about that almost got him unalived. Just back in his wilder days. And, you know, he told me, he said, Kens, man, you inspired me to start my channel, man. I told him I shout him out. That's exactly what I've done. Once again, steak with the S, dollar sign, underscore sauce with the dollar sign, underscore Tony, man. My Brazilian partner, man. Y'all go check him out, man. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Yeah, I took another drink of my Gatorade. Real Kens TV.